Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the 71st Hour Gaming Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie, as always joined by my two gaming pals, Nathan and Ben. How you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good, pretty
That's
good.
good. That's good. Yeah, so we took a
Yes.
week off, but we're back
Mm-hmm.
to talk about just a lot of video games we're playing, games we're excited for, and just business deals.
Yeah,
Because that's
You
just
gotta
that's,
get
they're
the
always
business in your
relevant in
body.
gaming these days. You know,
We're
it's just-
changing the scope of the podcast. It is
Yeah.
now a business podcast.
It is
We go over
business
only.
only,
stonks.
strictly business. We're calling it. Fuck. I don't
Strictly
know a good name.
business.
Strictly
Well, yeah, but I'm
business.
sure that's taken. I'm sure that is
It's probably
100% taken.
taken,
It's
yeah.
probably
Yeah.
been taken 17 different times by 17 different countries. No, we're gonna talk strictly about games. Calling this strictly gaming. Strictly gaming.
With some business on the side.
With a little bit of business on the side. So first of all, would you just break the ice a little bit? How's everyone been doing? Doing good? Having a good week?
Good. Good.
Chilling, man.
yes. Yeah, chilling.
good, that's
Chilling. Playing video
Anything
games.
exciting happen this week for anyone?
I live in the repeat cycle of like day in day out is the same thing, man. You could
that
tell me
just
I'm in
on
the
that grind
Matrix and I wouldn't be surprised.
On that grind set, that work grind set.
Yeah.
I don't imagine you want to hear about like sports and basketball, so no, I don't. I don't got nothing.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't got anything.
Strictly sports. Strictly sports.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, with that out of the way, let's get to our main topic. But it's not like it's just the thing that I thought we could talk about the most. But it's not. It kind of feeds into the other topics anyway. Is Baldur's Gate 3 going to be too good? That is the question that was on everyone's minds this week for some reason.
Yep.
So
I
I picked
understand.
this article from the Game World Observer, and essentially they compiled a bunch of tweets from a bunch of game developers on how gamers shouldn't take Baldur's Gate 3 as like the new standard or the new like baseline for RPGs. So I do have a little bit of information, and we can share our thoughts. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure why this is even a conversation.
No. I
Because
don't
like
either.
off the jump, have you ever played a game that's like ruined all other games for you?
No.
You know what I mean? Like realistically, has that ever happened?
No.
Like the only
Not
thing I can think of is like when I finished Tears of the Kingdom this year. After I finished that, I was like, oh, well, nothing's hitting the same as that did.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not like I was like, oh, Final Fantasy 16, fuck you, I'm never playing you again. It's like I
Yeah,
kept
exactly.
playing it. I'm like, oh, I'm really enjoying this in a different way. But
The only game that was similar for me was something like Elden Ring, right? Where like, I finished
Sure.
it and I was like, well, that's done, that sucks. But I'm not going like I'm only playing this video game for the rest of my life. I can't play anything else. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
No.
It is weird, but we'll go through kind of their points, and there are some good points here. But yeah, we'll go over it. So essentially, the article starts: some devs are urging players not to rate all other games in the genre by such a high standard, appealing to Larian Studios' unique combination of vast experience and resources. So this all started from a Twitter thread by, man, I'm gonna butcher this guy's name. Zalavir?
wait, can you highlight it in the document? What are you talking about?
This
Zalavia.
Zalavia Nelson Jr. So he's
Zalavia.
working on a game. I probably should have put that here, but I didn't. Anyway, so he cited several things that separate Baldur's Gate 3 from most RPGs on the market. So he said, obviously, a long development cycle that started back in 2017, two previous games, Divinity Original Sin 1 and 2, worth of tech and institutional knowledge to draw from, so taking that knowledge with them to Baldur's Gate 3, obviously. A successful early access period lasting 3 years that provided Larian with community feedback, bug hunting, and cash flow, a huge team of over 400 developers across 7 offices, and the license for one of the largest entertainment IPs, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep.
Obviously, just those numbers alone, like that's pretty staggering, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I think I remember, like, wasn't Larian 50 people when they started early access for Baldur's Gate 3?
Yeah, no, when they started early access, they were less than 100. They were
Yeah.
very small.
And then over these 3 years, over the early access period, they've gone up to 400 developers
is
across 7
insane.
different offices. I believe they were only in one office
Yep.
when they started,
Mhm.
and now they've gone all the way up into 7 different offices. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a staggering number of developers, and it is not the normal. It's not the norm, right?
No.
That you can have early access usually for a lot of games is like 1, maybe 2 years. But to be able to do the 3-year full cycle where you're not actually adding to the game, right? Like they've only
Yeah.
just it's always just been Act 1, correct?
It's always been Act 1. Yep.
Yeah, so essentially they were just using Act 1 as like a
Template, basically.
just a way to get money, right?
Yeah.
To generate revenue, to generate funds, to keep working on the game, which is super smart. And that's kind of why I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, because I have been waiting for the full release, which is coming out very soon. So I also want to say, like, so I'm not going to say his name anymore. This guy said
Zalavia.
Zalavia. You're gonna have to say Zalavia every time, because the second I say it, it immediately I lose it. It's gone.
I could be completely butchering it too. I have no fucking idea.
I mean, Xavier is just a better name.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
Xavier.
gonna be honest. Like,
it's just a weird way to say Xavier.
Sorry, Anyway, he says this is not a new baseline for RPGs. This is an anomaly. Adding that trying to reach the same bar without the same experience and advantages could kill an entire group of studios. Now, like, that's obviously true, right?
Yes, of course.
But also, I think, like, when people are scoping out their games, they're not thinking we're gonna make the next Baldur's Gate adjacent game. You know what I mean? Like, indie game studios and like they're not doing that, right?
No.
Like, I will say sometimes indie games do balloon up to these insane kind of scopes, and then they eventually don't come out, or they take ages to make, like Hollow Knight Silksong, for instance. But yeah, I'm struggling to see the actual argument here,
The point
where
of
like
it,
I'm not seeing gamers say these things, saying that Baldur's Gate 3 should be the minimum of what developers are doing.
Yeah.
I just don't I don't get that.
I've been sitting in with this, like, I've been watching all of everything they've been adding in and whatnot, and I've been like seeing what people have been saying on like the subreddit, on Twitter and stuff like that. And people like, no, I have not seen. I've seen a very small, I'd say stuff like that about other games, but I have not seen anyone say anything about that this is the new standard. You know what I mean? Everyone know that this is like its own thing. You know what I mean? No one is saying that.
Like I don't think we necessarily, like, at least for me, I don't necessarily see genres as like game setting standards.
No,
I see games hitting benchmarks, like new benchmarks, right? So like, you know, when Rockstar releases a new open world action adventure game, like, that is a new benchmark that developers can strive for. But it's not like, I'm not looking at every game and being like, well, the horse physics are not as good as Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, this game sucks.
Yeah, like, I feel like Red Dead 2 is a perfect example of what we're talking about here, where it's like it isn't creating a new standard, but it's this ridiculous blown up thing where they just took the scope to 1 million because they wanted.
They had unlimited money, right?
Yeah.
Like they had unlimited time, unlimited money, and unlimited talent.
Yeah.
And they were able to just push everything to the maximum, right? And there are some other quotes here, like, once again, like, another developer said, I hope Baldur's Gate 3 is a generous once-in-a-lifetime RPG, which it seems like it's going to be. I hope no one expects a 10, 20, 40-person team to make one.
But, like, no one is.
I'm just not seeing these conversations. I'm not seeing this. I'm not sure where people are saying these things.
I can see a small minority that don't understand how video games work saying this, right? But I feel like a person that has some knowledge in video games and how video games are made and blah blah, which is like a decent amount of people understands that a 40-person team cannot make Baldur's Gate 3.
You cannot do what a 400 developer team can do. Exactly.
Not at all.
No.
No. It's a very hard concept to grasp.
Yeah.
Another good quote here that I think is actually it's actually a good quote. Even the concept of a baseline is a damaging concept. Games do not need to increase in size and technological complexity forever. This is just a narrative created by technology companies. And that is 100% correct.
That's
true.
That is true.
I think we're at a point now where we need to, like, stop a little bit. Like, some games need to, like, cool it. You know, there was this, I didn't put this in the document this week, but there was this rumor that GTA 6 is apparently costing $2 billion to make.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I'm not sure where that rumor came from, but it didn't look like it was from any kind of verifiable source. So I didn't put it in here, but, like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's kind of insane.
That's too much money.
I mean, they're going to make it back. Like, you know they're going to make that back probably day one. It's probably going to end up being probably the best-selling game of all time, quickest selling game of all time. And but yeah, like, that's kind of insane. And I can see, like, the GTA audience more of a casual audience who maybe buy a game
Mhm.
once every year or couple of years. I
Mhm.
could see them seeing GTA 6, not grasping the concept of how game development works, and being like, why can't other teams do this?
Do this, right? Yeah.
Um, and maybe that's where this conversation sparks from. It's more of a casual kind of perspective where they, as you said, people don't fully grasp how games are made,
Mm.
how scoping works, how development teams and talent and resources and technology all mix together.
Mm.
And I know there was actually another quote that I didn't put in here where a developer said that even if you have all those things, it doesn't necessarily guarantee quality. Like
Mm.
even if you
Yeah,
have
exactly.
an insane development, a quality, like a talented development team, tons of money, and all the time you need, it's not necessarily going to make the game fun.
Mm. Mhm.
I think you see this, and I'm sorry to Ubisoft. You see this with Ubisoft games sometimes, where they can have like a 1,000 developer team,
Mhm.
including external support, and they kind of come out and they're like, "Oh, this is okay. Like this is pretty good," but it's not
Yeah,
like
it's a
it's
very
not the
copy.
game of the year contender. It's not the Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not the Last of Us Part 2. You know, it's not that game where people like it's not elevated. The closest they've gotten is obviously Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which was nominated for Game of the Year.
Mm.
Um, but now after that's since 2018, it sort of feels like maybe that was an anomaly, where
Yeah.
like that was the anomaly for Ubisoft.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm not really obviously I don't have this kind of thought process when I see games. Like, I'm not going to compare every open world game to Tears of the Kingdom or every puzzle game to Tears of the Kingdom. Like, there may be times where I'll compare, but it's not like it's like in a positive way.
Mm.
Like, for
Mhm.
instance, when I played the ViewFinder demo, which we'll talk about a little bit later, I could see the comparison to Tears of the Kingdom where it is like
The freedom.
the freedom of choice in terms of how you solve puzzles.
Mhm.
Um, but that's positive. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
say like if Portal is very much like a one kind of solution game. I wouldn't be like to Portal 2, oh, Tears of the Kingdom, like there's so much freedom. Portal 2, you got to do this binary solution. This
Mm.
is crap. You know what? I wouldn't do. Like, no one. I realistically, I don't think many. I guess regular people wouldn't do that, right? Like it's just not a fair comparison. Um, and I don't think it's a fair. Baldur's Gate 3 maybe will get compared to Starfield, right?
Oh, true. True. I can see
Both
that. Yeah.
massive RPGs, both very different, obviously. Like,
Super different games. Yeah.
like as far away from each other as possible on the RPG spectrum. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
I'm not sure. I overall, it's a bit of a weird article. And I think they like the way that they like the headline for this article in particular is a bit like inflammatory, where it's like why devs consider Baldur's Gate 3 anomaly, not new standard for RPG genre. It's Rockstar level nonsense for scope. Like, I
no.
can't even see the quote where someone says that.
Yeah, you can't even find it.
To be honest,
It's like, look, I'm really excited for Baldur's Gate 3. I have been for a very long time, and when it's finally coming out, I'm very keen for it. But like, people, they're making this argument for an, they are trying to solve an argument that doesn't really exist.
solutions
That's
to a problem that doesn't exist. Exactly.
exactly.
Like, um,
It just doesn't
and it's
make.
I think the people that are following developers on Twitter are not the people that are making this argument. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yes,
think they're a
correct.
little more in tune. They're a little more nerdy. They're the people that are listening to the podcast right now that give a
Mm,
shit about the deeper nature of video games, not just like, oh, that was fun. I liked getting 20 kills in a team deathmatch or whatever.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'm just not sure this happens.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
don't like. I said this before. We saw this with, well, not exactly this, but we saw a similar thing happen with like Elden Ring, for example, where people were flaming it basically. And I don't know if there's like a system with this where devs just want to come out and like do this, but
Preemptively
yeah,
try and
preemptively do that, because then maybe if it doesn't do well, they're like, oh, I was right. You know what I mean? Maybe,
And I'm just
but
not
like,
sure. Like, I don't remember this happening. I don't remember developers specifically calling out Elden Ring for the scope. And maybe that's because we weren't really aware of how big Elden Ring was when it came out. Because
yeah.
I remember the director of the game said that it was going to take 50 hours to
Mm,
beat.
hmm.
That's
Nothing.
not that was not that's maybe
That's-
double that, and that's probably an
yeah.
average playthrough. Like
Yeah.
50 hours is definitely not the average playtime for that game
Of
unless you
Elden Ring,
literally
not
speed
even
run it.
close.
Like I don't know how
Yeah.
anyone could actually beat that game in 50 hours. It's
Mm.
obviously doable, but
Yeah. Haven't people
Um,
done like 17 minutes?
what's up?
Haven't people like speedrun Elden Ring in like 17 minutes?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
they have.
insanely
Yeah,
fast
absolutely.
now. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, like you're not gonna have a speedrunner do it. But yeah, like Elden Ring is not 50 hours. But
No.
it's just I don't know. It's just I feel like people want to make up not really make up arguments, but like they grasp onto something they might have seen to then I just can't get my mind around why they do this. I'm trying to
Like
understand.
I'm sure at some point developers have seen their games get flamed because it's not this or that, or it's
Mm.
not as big as this or that. I'm sure it happens. I'm sure they get angry comments like that. But I think the general kind of consensus is that people don't necessarily do this.
No.
And I think it is another thing where games, especially AAA big games, feel the need to push how big their game is as a marketing thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think, if Baldur's Gate 3 didn't do that, if they just released and it came out and then if people find out, oh, this game is fucking massive, like there's so many endings and, oh, you got this ending, I got this ending, like they're totally different with different characters and different party members and different relationships and different classes and subclasses. Like there is a lot, obviously, to this game. And I think if they didn't say, we've got 17,000 endings, this is an average of 100 hours. If you want 100% it, it's 200 hours. It's so replayable. You're going to spend years and years on this game. I do get a bit exhausted when they say this, like these things.
It is very copy and paste. You know what I mean? It's very, yeah.
Like I understand, and honestly, like I can understand people feeling like hours played equals value.
Mm.
I'm just not that person anymore. Like,
No.
because it's a matter of like, shit, I don't have time for all these like hundreds of hours of games. Like, there is no way I'll finish Baldur's Gate 3 before Starfield comes out. But the thing that I'm going to enjoy, I think about Baldur's Gate 3 is that I can kind of dip out of it and go back into it. Like, it's not that game where I'm going to feel like, because I'm making my own choices, there's not really like spoilers per se, Maybe to an extent there'll be like the big things, like big choices, but
Yeah, X person dies.
I feel like it's gonna take so long for people to get there that there's not gonna be spoilers for this game for a very long time. Like I feel like it's gonna be a couple months, except for the fucking crazy people.
I was gonna say, except for like the day oneers that somehow play 100 hours in day one. You know, like you know what I mean? Like the people that
They
somehow
shift time and reality
yes,
to play 100
somehow
hours in
do
one
it.
day.
I feel like there will be people that somehow do it in week one, but I see what you mean. Is that like there's not going to be mainstream spoilers that are going to go everywhere in the first couple of weeks.
I mean, a good reference is like obviously a shorter game, but Fallout 4. I don't know how that game
True.
ends. I never saw a spoiler for that game.
True.
Like I think there's just some games where they're so big that, and there's not maybe so much of a focus on story as much as the gameplay and the actual progression of being in that world is. And I'm not sure that Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be along those lines. I'm sure it's going to have a great story. But for like Bethesda RPGs in particular, like I don't think the story moments are what sticks with people so much.
Yeah, definitely not with me. I was just thinking about that. I don't remember how Fallout 4 ends. Well, like,
Yeah, I don't
obviously there's
either.
multiple
Yeah.
endings depending on which faction you go with, but
Sure.
I don't.
Yeah,
Really?
all I
I kinda
remember is that
remember
you
one.
can choose. Your choice is based on a faction, right? But I don't remember. I think there's like a point. I'm sure there's a nuke. A nuke can go off. That's
There
always
is.
an ending.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably.
If you're with the Brotherhood of Steel, I think you nuke the Institute at the end.
There you go.
Or something like that. I think it's similar to Fallout 3.
And honestly, like I vaguely know what the Institute is, but not really. Like
Mm.
there's so many things about that game that I just never got spoiled on, and it's just like certain RPGs, even like, well, Mass Effect 3 is different because Mass Effect 3 is like, oh, there's 3 endings and they're all different colors. Like if you get the green ending, it's good ending. If you get the red ending, you're bad.
Which bad boy? Yeah.
Oh God, do you guys remember the blowback from Mass Effect 3's ending?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't play it
Oh.
obviously, but it's
Oh.
like
Yeah, I do remember that.
one of the first gaming controversies that I was aware of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't even finished the game yet, and people were already shitting on the ending. And so it kind of dampened my experience, which sucked. Like, where people were just like, there was so much hate and anger about this game, which actually up until the ending is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's such a good game. But just because the ending isn't like,
What happens at the ending again?
well, it's basically just there's 3 ways you can go about it. You can sort of destroy all genetic life.
Okay.
You can destroy all robotic life, but that kills some of your companions, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can like either you sacrifice yourself or you don't. Like honestly, I really don't remember the exact specifics of the ending because it was just so like I finished it and I was like, oh,
Cool.
okay.
Yeah.
That was 150 hours of my life that I won't get back.
Yeah.
Which sucks because like the 149 hours of that were fantastic.
Great.
It was just that last hour that's like, oh, this you didn't stick the landing, BioWare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, back to Baldur's Gate 3. So excited for this game. I have, and you know what? I was trashing the fact that they're always like, oh, 200 hours. Oh, it's massive. 70,000 endings. That's partially why I got stirred up in the hype and I bought it. So I'm excited to play it when it comes out. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it does.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to review very, very, very well and people to be very happy. But I don't necessarily think that people are going to consider this a baseline. It's also a different RPG than a lot of other mainstream RPGs. Like
100%.
turn-based strategy RPGs aren't exactly the norm.
No, not by any means.
So yeah, like I don't know. It's a weird article, and I'm really confused about it. And I feel like the fact that they brought attention to it and people tweeted about this, that's what stirred up the conversation even more. So like, if people didn't talk about it, it wouldn't have, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. Like, very, very odd. But bottom line, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be pretty good. And it won't be too good. To answer that question, it's not going to be too good.
No,
it's not going to ruin the
be...
games industry and RPGs forever.
Yeah, it's not going to be too good. No.
Because that's essentially what they're saying. They're like, Baldur's Gate 3 is too good to the point where it's going to make other RPGs look bad.
It's not... You know that... I forgot what the meme was. I forgot from what TV show, but basically... Oh, is it Rick and Morty? It must have, it's the one where I think it is. It's where Morty stands on perfect level, right? Do you guys remember that? Have you guys seen that?
Stands on. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
What's the? Yeah.
Basically, what happens is Rick makes a machine, Morty steps in, and he is perfectly leveled, okay? And then when he steps off of it...
I don't know what that meant. What do you mean? Like, he's just balanced?
It's 200 IQ for me, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, 200 IQ. No, basically, he stands like... He's
just standing incredibly straight.
Yeah. You know how like you like level things out and you have like the machine that has like the little like dot in the middle where you can
like when you're putting like paintings on a wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Photos. Yeah, right.
Rick makes one that
actually
allows you
called
to
a level.
Rick makes one that allows you to be perfectly leveled, like the straightest you can possibly be.
Yeah.
Morty steps in, steps out, and basically he has a panic attack because everything is crooked, right? He has a panic attack. And when I saw this article, I immediately thought, because I saw that meme in the comments of people saying it's like that, where people are just saying this is going to be so good.
Take one step in and then everything's
anything else. Yeah. Everything else is shit.
Yeah. As I said, I'm not seeing the conversation. Maybe I'm just not getting angry gamers in my DMs when I release a new game. Maybe that's the case. That's the issue. Anyway, moving on. You guys ready for a hot fix?
I'm ready for a hot fix.
I gotta come up with a new. We gotta come up with a new name for this because I don't think anyone wants a hot fix unless they're in like.
What the hell is
I
going
want a hot fix. Camera. Yeah, bro,
you're getting
I'm getting the blurry. What is this? Like, what is this? You can't see me.
Ben's now an eye test.
Yeah, dude. I am.
If Ben is any more blurry than usual, then
I think you got to get really close to the camera so you're in the focal vision.
Okay,
Yeah, there you go.
Right here.
Yeah.
Just do the podcast there. Perfect. Can't hear you.
There we go. No, it's back to me.
There you go.
Hold on.
No,
it's good.
It's fixed
now? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There we go.
Technology.
Bro. I need to get a new camera. This is like a $20 camera. It's really cheap. I've never got a new one.
Mine's going strong. I've had this for...
Yeah, you got a 910, don't you? Probably like 7 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
At some point, and it's probably going to happen on a Friday before we record the podcast, this camera's gonna die,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have to like rush out to get a new one. Anyway, time for a hot fix.
Oh, I can't. I do. I love these hot
Get
fixes.
a hot fix all over your face.
It's time to get a hot fix all over your face. This week, Xbox.
So yeah, Xbox Live becomes Game Pass Core. Do you guys see this?
I did not.
So this is from Xbox Wire. Which do you guys know that Xbox and PlayStation have their own like blog?
Yeah,
places?
they have
Yeah,
their
I
own
didn't know
blogs.
that.
I did
didn't
know that.
this.
I didn't know that PlayStation had one. I knew that Xbox had one.
So this is from Xbox Wire. We're continuing our commitment to give players more choice and value by introducing Xbox Game Pass Core, launching September 14th. I hate this fucking PR speak. Continuing our commitment. I feel like you got to do like a presidential, like, we're
Yeah, the
continuing our commitment to give players more choice and value by introducing Xbox Game Pass Core. Game Pass Core is essentially replacing Xbox Live Gold, which is very weird.
schools. Sorry. I just had to get in there with that.
So what does Game Pass Core get you? Well, it gives players access to our advanced multiplayer network,
Holy shit!
a select collection of over 25 games to play with friends around the world, and exclusive member deals, all for $9.99 USD per month or $59.99 USD per
I love
month.
how.
Yeah.
I love how you were $29.99. You went into the really deep, like seductive voice.
$9.99
Like, you
USD
went-
per month or $59.99 USD per year. So I do think it's cool that they're adding some games. So 25, because they were obviously doing I don't know if you guys, I mean, you guys aren't on the Xbox, you actually got an Xbox. But monthly they were doing gold games. You could get 2 Xbox Live gold games a month. And they've basically been shit for the last 3 years, where like it's been the most bottom of the barrel. Like, and I didn't even bother getting them because they're like games you've never heard of. Some like probably 5 games you get for $3 in like the bargain bin. So now they're scrapping that, which I'm like, great, that's a great idea because I mean, every time they announced the new Xbox Live games with gold, it was like, bro, what is this? Like, this is absolute dog shit. So. What do you get? What games are you going to get? You may ask. Ben and Nathan, you might be asking, what games are you going to get?
The first one.
You're getting Among Us.
Among Us.
You're getting Descenders.
What's
I
that?
think that's a biking game.
Okay.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You're getting Dishonored 2,
Good.
Doom Eternal,
Okay.
Fable Anniversary,
Nice.
Fallout 4,
Nice.
Fallout 76. They can't
Fuck
sell that
yeah.
anymore. They can't. They need to give that for more people for free because no one is playing it.
No
That's
one's
actually a lie. That's not true. Forza Horizon 4.
Nice.
Gears 5,
Okay.
Grounded, Halo 5 Guardians,
Okay.
Halo Wars 2, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice,
Nice.
Human Fall Flat, Inside,
Great game.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps,
Nice.
Psychonauts 2,
Yeah.
State of Decay 2, and The Elder Scrolls
Hog.
Online, Tamriel Unlimited.
Nice.
It's actually a pretty good deal, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
There's some
That's
good
great.
games there. Like that, you got hundreds of hours of gameplay right there.
Those are some solid games.
and that's
right
the
there.
same price as gold used to be, yeah?
Totally the same price.
Yeah.
Just they've scrapped the games. They've just changed the name.
Yeah.
And
And it's more like Game
they're now
Pass.
giving you 25 titles, and they are actually increasing that 2 to 3 times a year. It says new titles will be added 2 to 3 times a year, which is cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome.
I will say it's a little bit bittersweet because I remember like Xbox Live Gold was a brand for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember going to Dick Smith in Main Street fucking
Yeah, bro.
Caloundra.
I used to go to
Trying to
Kmart.
work out how this online gaming works. How going with my mum, and we're both trying to work out how do I get online? How do I get Xbox Live Gold? And it was a whole thing. And I was a child. I didn't understand how it worked. My mum was a mum. She didn't understand how it worked. And it was just like a whole thing. But I remember like seeing like, you know how they had the Xbox Live Gold like cards, like the membership cards you could buy in stores. It was so lame. It was
Yeah.
so.
You can still
but
buy
My
yeah,
question
like-
is, how
Yes.
much is Game Pass Ultimate per year? Because that comes with gold as well, doesn't it?
So it now comes with. See, that's actually a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
Like with Ultimate, those 25 games, I'm pretty sure are just in Game Pass anyway.
They are. Yeah.
They are. Those are all. In
So
Game
you
Pass.
are losing something. You're not losing much because they were the games with gold that didn't fucking matter. Like no one cared
Yeah.
about them. But you are technically losing because you're just basically getting the only thing you're getting is being able to play multiplayer and the exclusive member deals, which you were already getting anyway. Ultimate is
It's 19 Australian a month.
Yeah.
So it's it's a decent amount more expensive. I assume that's like probably 12 US.
and then you
month,
have Game
yeah.
Pass, like Game Pass normal
Does that also
10
include?
Xbox.
That's
Live.
$10, $15.
That doesn't include live.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
That's
So
like $10,
so it's
$15?
like So you're probably saving like, I don't know, 30-40% to just to get the online rather than Game Pass. So it's not a bad deal.
And I
And
think
you
it
get
is.
the more popular
I think
games.
it is. I could see them doing this where they're like, you're part of Core, but for this month you get Game Pass
Yeah.
for Xbox,
Mm.
and then you see the hundreds of games that have got there, and they're
Mm.
like, oh, I got to keep this.
Yeah.
I think it's a pathway to bring Xbox Live Gold only players over to Game Pass.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think the 25 titles is like a
Little
hit.
Entry.
Exactly.
Here's what you could
Yeah.
have with
Yeah, here's a
Game
freebie.
Pass.
Now pay for the rest.
It's your
you know?
gateway drug.
And I just said there's some great games there. There's some really
Oh,
great
there are
games.
some really
Those are the staples of Game Pass, I think.
Yeah,
A
honestly,
lot of the
like,
games, yeah, 100%.
and like, do you think like when the Activision Blizzard thing goes through, do you think we see some Activision Blizzard games here as
oh,
well?
we'll
Like,
definitely see
we
some
will.
like COD games in there and whatnot. Yeah,
I think they
100%.
just bring. I mean, obviously the Call of Duty games are going to go on Game Pass. You're probably going to get the older Diablo games. I think Diablo 4 will probably stay away from Game Pass for a while because it's probably
Yeah.
still selling really well. But I could totally see, like Diablo 3 on this list at some point. But yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a smart move to
Oh,
continue to
100%.
push the Game Pass brand because I think that's more what Xbox is known for now than
It
Xbox
is.
Live Gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little bittersweet because that was the branding for so long. Yeah, that's what got me into online gaming.
Exactly.
What used to be Xbox Live Silver?
I was just about to say that. I was just
Yeah,
about to
there
Google
wa-
it. What
there was
was
silver.
silver?
Very
There
weird.
was silver.
So
What
silver.
was silver? Yeah.
God, I honestly, I don't really remember because like it was free Xbox Live basically,
Yeah.
but you got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even remember.
Silver is a free service, while Gold. Okay, thank you. That's useless. The key takeaways: Xbox Live Silver is a free service, while Xbox Live Gold requires a monthly or annual subscription. Thanks.
So
Thank
is
you.
silver just the base thing that you would get?
So silver will get you an online account, and then you can use like a free. You can use like free gold
Ah.
weekends when they appear.
Silver allows users to download game updates and
Yeah.
access basic online services such as messaging and browsing the Xbox Marketplace. Gold
you go.
provides access to online multiplayer, free monthly games, not anymore, and exclusive discounts, features not available with Xbox Live Silver. But I think Silver is just gone. Like, Silver doesn't exist. Like,
It's
I
called
think every
plugging into the internet.
yes, every game. I mean, every account on Xbox is now just an online account because it's got.
It has
Because I
to.
guess like back for the 360, they didn't have you had to buy the wireless adapter separately. Remember that?
Oh shit!
Or
Yeah,
you
I
plugged
actually
in
have
with
one of
the
those.
internet.
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
But now with obviously Xbox One onwards, it's always the adapter's been inside. So
We had a really long house growing up.
Yeah.
So the wireless, we had like the router at the top, and we had like the gaming room all the way down the other end. It was probably like 100 meters, so Wi-Fi was shoddy. Wireless adapter didn't really work, so we bought two really long Ethernet cables, plugged them
what I
in the
did as
middle,
well.
and
So-
fucking every time we want to play online, we're
Yeah,
running down the
bring it
hallway
out.
going,
yeah, dude, that was the same thing. Like in my house, like the router was in the office room that was never really used as an office. And every time I wanted to connect, I'd have to like bring it into
Yeah.
my like my bedroom and like plug it in, and it was like this massive black cable going through
Yeah.
the hallway. Yeah,
all the way down the hallway. Yeah,
Classic,
Same here.
classic
Same
stuff.
here.
But yeah, it's good that now we don't have to do that. You know, although
Yeah,
I still am
exactly.
using Ethernet. It's just not. It's
Yeah, I
just
don't even have
nicely.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi
it's just
on my
right there
computers.
now.
Yeah.
It's literally just right
Yeah.
there.
It's just much nicely.
sitting on my
it's actually
desk.
behind me. It's just in that room there.
yeah,
There's
there
a
you
room
go.
back there. You didn't know that?
I thought it was a closet.
Secret room. No, it's a full room.
It's a full room. There you
Yeah.
go.
You never
Huh,
see
yeah.
it. You never see what's in there.
Never see it.
The dungeon.
Yeah, it's a sex dungeon. We just see a sex swing, just like.
But yeah, no, I think that's a good move overall.
Oh,
Honestly.
100%. Sex swings, absolutely.
Sex swings are a good move.
They're a great move.
Dangerous though. You can get wrapped up. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, true. You never know what's
Right
going on
button.
there.
Speaking of
Dangerous moves.
the Xbox 360, Xbox 360 Call of Duty Classics shoot to the top of top paid games list. This is from IGN. 2009's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is currently the top paid game on Xbox, followed by 2012's Black Ops 2, 2010's Black Ops, and 2011's Modern Warfare 3. Treyarch's World at War and Black Ops 3 are also in the top 10.
That's insane.
That's insane.
Reports
Half the top
indicate
10.
Yeah. Reports indicate thousands of players were online over the weekend playing these old Call of Duty games after word of surprise server fixes spread across the community like wildfire. However, reports also indicate lobbies are still affected by hackers, boosters, and cheaters.
Understandably.
Naturally. This is weird. This is so weird because like no one has said who's done it, who's fixed this.
No.
If it's Activision or Microsoft.
People with their 360s are whipping out their fucking J tags again, and they're like, "I'm gonna sell my service again."
But it's crazy, like
300
because
Microsoft points, please.
give me 1,400 for this prestige lobby. If you can get it for free if you get a friend. If you find a friend. Holy fuck,
funny.
dude! That was I actually got into a prestige lobby once, but it ended. It stopped before someone shut off the lobby before we actually.
Yeah,
did
man,
it.
I got in.
Bro, I was like, I thought I was going to jail, man. I was like, shit, this is
Oh,
this is
dude,
some underground
yeah.
shit, man.
I did one in Modern Warfare 3, and I was so anxious the entire time. I was like 12.
Go to
I thought it was
prison.
super
It's
illegal.
like, oh, this is it. I'm done.
I
Account
was like, I
banned.
hope my console doesn't get fucking blacklisted because my brother uses this too.
But do you think this is like the beginning of Microsoft like helping out the Call of Duty games before
It'll
the
be
deal
cool.
eventually goes through?
It'd be
True.
cool. I would like that because like the servers have
it's-
been shit for so long.
I mean, so
Came
the
out of
thing,
nowhere, so yeah.
and I
guess.
assume this is Microsoft fixing them,
Yeah.
like because Activision, as I said last night, or this morning, Activision would never fix old Call of Duty games because they want
They
people
wanna
playing the
play
new
new
shit.
ones. Yeah.
And so it's still very funny that
Can't buy
as it
skins on
says
the old
here,
ones, dude.
what's up?
Can't buy skins on the old ones.
Yeah, can't do it.
That's true. Yeah, they
No
used to
loot
have the
boxes.
skin. Remember the Black Ops 2, what were they? The weapon
The guns,
packs?
the
Or the
weapon
skin
packs.
packs?
Oh,
where you
yeah.
got the bacon or some
Like,
shit?
Yeah, the bacon gun.
That was the
that's
beginning of
right.
microtransactions. Yeah, I bought those. That's so
I bought all of them. I wasted
I
so much
also
money.
had all of them. I don't know why.
Whipping out the
Some of them I didn't even
Microsoft
use. It's like, yeah, I want a bacon skin on my
I want
FAMAS.
my gun to be pack a punch like in Call of Duty Zombies.
God, yeah, dude. Those are the days back when before there was like, here's a weapon skin for $20. They were like,
Yeah.
it's $7.50. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's reasonable. That's a reasonable price
Yeah,
for
it's cheap, right?
skins on for camos on a.
I didn't
On
even
a
realize
gun.
you were playing gameplay.
I was,
Oh.
yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah,
Go back to the
exactly.
OG.
Look at it.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit.
I mean, to be fair,
It's
this doesn't
jaw-dropping.
it doesn't look too bad.
No, it doesn't.
It's
like,
obviously
you-
dated,
You
but
can
like
tell it's dated, but like you could, it's still like.
I always
rush
felt
out.
like the Call of Duty games held up pretty well graphically.
Oh yeah.
Like you look at other games that came out in
Like-
2009, they did not look like this.
Like BO2 still looks pretty good. Like it's still,
Yeah.
it's not amazing. It still looks like it looks good.
oh man, this campaign was so good.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing that the new Modern Warfare 2 campaign was so disappointing.
Mm.
Like just watching this is like this is the shit, dude. This is so good. Like
Do you
Someone
remember
made
the
a
Modern Warfare
fries
2
from the
missions that you
gulag.
could do? Like the speed run missions and like the stealth missions and
Oh, the Spec Ops missions?
Yeah, Spec
yeah,
Ops,
the co-op
yeah.
ones. Oh, that was
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
They
they
were
were
very
great.
cool. So made a really funny point is that the Modern Warfare campaign is just like excuses to get to a new set, cool set area to do cool things, and it basically
Yeah.
it's true. That's just
how
all
it
it
works.
is.
Go
Yeah,
from set piece to set piece.
yeah, that's literally all it is. Which is
I always
true.
loved like Call of Duty launch day. Like there was some people that were like, "No, I'm fucking not doing the campaign. I'm going straight into multiplayer." But I was always like, you know what? The first day, I'm first night,
Yeah.
I'm playing the campaign. Give it a
Do
go.
you?
Learn the game.
I know
Do
this is
you-
off Call of Duty, but
Yeah.
do you remember Battlefield 3's campaign? That hit.
I didn't finish it.
Did
Or
not finish it.
I've actually
Yeah.
the only Battlefield campaign I finished is Bad Company 2.
They released gameplay of it a bit before it came out.
Oh, that was
Of,
no,
like,
I
the first
remember the
mission.
gameplay for that.
Yeah, and then
The
playing that
sniper, right?
Yeah, the mission where you held down on the roof with a sniper. Oh, that
Yeah.
was like
Mm.
the first like properly modern Battlefield game, and it was like,
Yeah, it
That was
really cool.
dude. There hadn't been a. I mean, they actually Battlefield 3 was after Bad Company 1 and 2, right?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay. But since Battlefield 2, it had been so long.
Mm.
Like that
Had
was
been a
like there
long
was a
time.
huge like
yeah,
there was a huge like wave of hype for that game
yeah.
before it came out.
Do you guys remember with Call of Duty the live action trailers?
Oh, yeah.
where
Yeah,
get
when they
the
just like
actors?
whoever the popular celebrity that year was, they just
Chuck
added
'em in.
them to it.
Yeah, they would
like
chuck 'em
Jonah
into it
Hill
and
was
shit.
there. I mean, not popular
Yeah.
anymore.
Robert
He's not
Downey
popular
Jr.
anymore.
You know that was in
Robert
BO2
Downey
one.
Jr. was in one as well.
Is Jonah Hill not popular anymore? I thought he was. Still
No,
in movies?
he's
What's he doing, Jamie?
well,
Oh, I think that whole thing got overblown, man.
no, not that.
Oh,
He's
okay.
been
that something
he's
else?
he's outed as a sexual assaulter.
Oh,
Potentially,
great.
Okay, that's a bit
potentially,
different,
potentially. When girl was
Um,
16, we'll see how that progresses.
Ah,
but
oh,
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, no, I do remember those trailers because I remember the BO2 live action show was one of the first ones I saw, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is one of the best fucking trailers I've ever seen!" Like I was so hyped. Like I
It's
thought
so
it was
funny,
so
like
good.
yeah, like when when trailers for Call of Duty games came out, it was like, oh, this is a big moment. Like, but now looking at them, like when they release like I guess Modern Warfare 3 is this year or whatever, the trailer for that, I'll be like, oh, okay.
I
Looks like Modern
think
Warfare
that
2.
I think that the comparison is like now I feel like the trailers now or something that gets released now is like a Rockstar game. You know what I mean? They don't
Sure.
even have to do a trailer. If they just release like a photo like how they did with RDR2, you know what I mean? People
And
get
there's a
so
rumor that
hyped.
GTA 6 is getting announced this year with a
Oh,
reveal trailer.
true.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
apparently
That'd be-
November is what I saw on
Yeah.
Twitter. Someone saying that.
I would say that Rockstar, From Software, and I might be forgetting one, but I feel like those two are like the ones where they went down something.
Naughty
It's
Dog, man.
Naughty
Naughty
Dog,
Dog,
true as
Naughty
well.
Dog.
Naughty Dog as well. Yeah,
I would
true.
also I would say a lot of the when a Sony first party for the most part releases a trailer, people
It's pretty
stop and
exciting.
watch.
Yeah, true. That's very true. That's very true.
Um,
I would agree.
But yeah, no, this is cool. I
Yeah.
like that the Call of Duty games are coming back. I even considered going back, but I thought, you know what? I can't use a controller anymore. I would just be getting my shit kicked in, and I'd be ruining my Black Ops 2 KD, which is very strong.
True,
So,
true, that
I
26
can't be doing
KD.
that. I can't be doing that. I actually went on Black Ops 2 a couple years ago just to see like what my profile looks like, and I've got like dude, I used to be so good at that game. I've got like the calling card you got for getting a nuke in free
Nuke
for all,
Feeder, yeah.
which is 30-0.
30
free
kills
for
that
all.
die. Yep.
I remember the moment I got that. I was so fucking hyped. I was like, I am a god. I'm insane. And it's always been it's been downhill since then.
Yeah, that's it. That was your peak at gaming. right
Black Ops
there.
2 was at legitimately my peak. Like I was actually really good at that game.
You're really. You,
I
that was
could
your peak?
have.
Mans
performed
took a whole
professionally.
week off.
No, that never happened.
Wait, what?
Didn't happen.
Wait, what?
I was really sick.
Yeah.
I was really sick. Okay. But not sick enough to get Prestige 2 in week 1. Bro, I was like, it's like, you know, when they did the race to Prestige with all the streamers? I was alongside them, man. I was up there. I was like,
Yeah, bro,
if
you're
I just took
probably
another couple weeks off,
Up in the
could've-
0.1% of people who did it.
Dude, I was like I think I was number 250 on the leaderboard for score.
I
That's
think
insane.
I've told you guys a story about at my school that so many people went sick for when GTA 5
GTA
released
5 came out.
that the teachers
Yeah.
knew about it. That the teachers realized that something was going on. Yeah.
That's
think
gonna
it was
happen again
just
with
Jamie
GTA
and I.
6. Yeah, I don't remember anyone else taking the
No one else
day
is
off.
doing it.
No. Pussies.
No, there you go.
That was year 12, wasn't it?
No, it was year 11.
Was it? I think
Yeah,
it was year 12.
2013.
Oh.
Do you know what year I was in?
Year 2. I don't know.
I was in year 7.
Fuck off.
I was in year
It's so funny
7.
because it's only 4 years difference.
Yeah.
But year
yeah.
When you're in
7, you're
school,
actually
though.
a fucking baby. Like
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, I'm a
basically
baby at that
straight
point,
out of the
right?
womb.
Like, yeah.
Like at
You
that
were
point,
playing
you're
GTA 5 in year 7?
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
We were, like,
2013. I was 13 years old.
We
yeah.
were almost the age that you should be
Yeah.
playing it.
that's crazy. When did GTA 4 come out?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, wow.
2008?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something like that.
2008-ish?
What year were you in 2008? I was in grade 6, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's comparable. You were in grade 7 for GTA 5. I was in grade 6 for GTA 4.
4.
I
never
wasn't
did
allowed to
6.
play the campaign for 4 for a while though.
Really?
Because my brother would be like, he would basically, because he'd play the games, he'd be like, I don't know if that's appropriate. Be like, you can play online though. So my mate and I used to drive around in GTA 4 online all the time. It was fun as fuck.
That's very funny.
I
very
And that's fair. I mean, it was pretty, you know, GTA. It's pretty.
Oh,
graphic
it's-
and all that
Yes,
stuff,
dude.
yeah.
There were people in grade 4 that were playing San Andreas.
That's true.
Some kid brought their PS2 copy of San Andreas and be like, "Look, I got it." Like, okay, kid.
Brought it in.
It's jokes on him. He had ADHD, so
What?
You got San Andreas, but
You get ADHD. It's like
Yeah.
pressing the
But,
red button.
yep. But he could not concentrate.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yeah,
Back
let's
on the
let's
Microsoft
move
train.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
next
continue
one.
the Microsoft train. I don't have a video for this, so we'll just keep the Modern Warfare 2 going.
Yeah, true.
So Microsoft and Activision Blizzard extend their merger agreement to October. There's not much to say about this.
No.
Essentially, Microsoft and Activision Blizzard have agreed to extend their merger agreement pending the outcome of negotiations with UK regulators. Both parties will now have until October 18th to to finalize the transaction after missing yesterday's original deal deadline. It was a couple of days ago.
I don't think we actually discussed it on the podcast yet, but yeah, they're
We
allowed to
haven't.
go through with it now.
Essentially,
Yeah,
in
Yeah.
in the US, they are. The only country that's blocking it at the moment is the UK. The fuckers, you know, they got their
Yeah,
baked beans, they got their
those-
big
The
breakfast,
baked beans.
they
the
got their
bean
fucking
eaters.
tea and their scones, and they just not allowing Call of Duty to be on Game Pass. Like, okay, dude.
Did you
I'm
say
not gonna
big
say that-
breakfast? Are you digging big breakfast?
No,
digging big breakfasts?
English breakfast fucking pops off,
Oh,
but
they're good,
True.
man.
They're
but
real good.
it's a little bit worse because they're blocking this deal. So,
That's
True.
Yeah.
True.
um,
Every time I eat my sausages now, I just.
our boy Phil Spencer has some more to say about this. Microsoft
Oh.
and Activision Blizzard have extended the merger agreement until 10/18. I hate how they do dates. I hate you. It's
10,
10.
18. Yes.
The 18th of October.
Yeah.
The 10th of the 18th month.
Yeah.
We're optimistic about getting this done and excited about bringing more games to more players everywhere. So obviously there's not a lot. This is cool that it's basically like 95% guaranteed this is going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to know, what is your dream Activision project that's possible for being greenlit with this deal going through?
Well, I like that last one.
I want to know. I'm curious. Do you want a new Tony Hawk? I've always been I know Nathan's always been on the skate train.
What are the Activision
Never
games?
a
Hold
Tony
on,
Hawk
look this up.
guy. Just letting you know, skate wouldn't exist without Tony Hawk. So there is.
No, I know, but
you
it's
gotta
better.
look at the foundation. You gotta look at the foundation.
Let me look at the Activision games here. Let me see what we
You want a new Crash Bandicoot? Nathan, were you into Crash Bandicoot growing
No,
up? Or
I-
you were Nintendo, so you
P-
weren't really...
PS4 Pro was my first PlayStation, so yeah, I was never ever into it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It still blows my mind that Naughty Dog made the first Crash trilogy.
Yeah.
It's still insane to me that like.
It's killing it since day one, man.
Or this is actually, I saw about some stuff about this on Twitter, so I can't take full credit for it. But a Call of Duty Classic Collection, similar to the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Now
That's
that
what-
would be
That's what I
that
was
would be
gonna
cool.
say. That
Yeah.
that
yeah.
would be really fucking dope.
That
if
would be
they were
really sick.
like, and I feel like they'd have to split it up like the Modern Warfare trilogy, and
Yeah.
then maybe the Black Ops,
Definitely.
the Treyarch trilogy,
They-
like maybe World at War, Black Ops 1 and 2. Because Black Ops 3 is still very playable now, obviously.
Yeah.
with what we saw with how people want to play these old games. If they do that, that would make bank off of it. Like rebring it, bring servers back with
And I
those.
think the thing is, like, Microsoft doesn't really care
No.
if the new Call of Duty is making the most amount of money. Like, they just want more games to pad Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I
exactly.
think, like, hey, you charge $70 for this on PlayStation, and then you give it to people on Xbox on PC in Game Pass. Like,
Mhm.
that would be an insane announcement. That would be
It
so
would be.
exciting if they did that.
Can I say,
Yeah.
I've had COD 4 remastered on my wish list since that fucking thing came out, and it's been like minimum $50 since then, and I just
Yeah.
haven't bought it.
You just gotta wait a little bit longer. This year, probably. I
just wanna play it.
Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if, because I know PlayStation and Activision have a marketing deal on Call of Duty till 2024, 5.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that bars them from putting any Call of Duties on Game Pass or just the most recent one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works. Because I hope it's not the case, because then that means like this year we could just get all the Call of Duties on Game Pass.
Yeah.
That'd be
Obviously,
really good.
getting them
It's
on
probably
on
going to go
PC is going to be a
through.
whole thing because
Yeah.
hackers and stuff. But
It's probably going to go through. I don't see.
it's definitely going through.
Hmm.
I mean, at this point, I think I can
Yeah.
we can just say Xbox won this. It's
There is nothing
deal.
stopping this train now.
No,
Did you guys see that there was like a bunch? There was a bunch of gamers. This is what the article said.
capital
A-
G gamers.
Yeah, a bunch of gamers that also put in to block it because they didn't want PlayStation to lose the rights.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't understand people's infatuation with
PC. Oh, sorry, with console
plastic
wars.
boxes.
Yeah,
boxes
insane.
of components.
If
like,
one company owns more of it, that's better because it means you only have to buy one box.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, nothing's really changing for PlayStation players.
No, not at all.
You
There's
were
no way
still
they're
gonna
not
play-
releasing COD on PlayStation.
No, they make
No.
too much money. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
way too much
I
money.
think that in this FTC fight with Activision Microsoft, 60% of Call of Duty's revenue comes from PlayStation. 60%. Like,
That's a lot.
that is a fuck ton. That's insane amounts. It's
Yeah.
also crazy how much like Microsoft dropped the bag with like because Call of Duty was the 360 game, for the longest. Like that
Definitely.
was synonymous with Xbox 360.
Yeah.
And then Xbox One happens. PlayStation's like, swoop, grabbing that
and just
deal,
yoinked it.
and then Call of Duty just became a PlayStation franchise, basically, to the
Yeah.
point where 60% of revenue was
Xbox became the sports console, man.
It did.
fucking Madden.
Yeah.
I remember I got a free copy of FIFA 14 with Xbox One. Never played it.
Wow.
Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit
Dude,
about it.
Wicked.
You know, it's now no longer called FIFA.
What?
It's called EA FC.
Did they lose the rights
The
to the
rights?
Yeah,
name?
FIFA.
That's so
FIFA was
funny.
like, you're gonna need to pay this amount of money, and EA was like, fuck you, see ya.
I think that's a mistake. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is 100%. FIFA is the brand.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
I still think it's gonna sell pretty well because like
Probably.
Oh, it
FIFA,
will.
I'm sure FIFA the company is now gonna try and make a FIFA game.
Oh,
And it's gonna be
bomb.
fucking
That's gonna
dog
be
shit.
so
It's gonna be
good.
so dog
That's
shit.
gonna be so
Or it's gonna
funny.
be some casual who's like, oh, dude, the new FIFA game, and then it's like, it's just like shitty flute.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be So FC24 is now the new EA soccer game.
There you go.
Sorry,
What does FC stand for?
football club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's not very original. I mean, I think they were pressed. They were like, shit, we need to come up with a name like now because we've already been developing this name with all the signage of FIFA. Like, what are we gonna name it? And of course, it's just the same game, you know.
Yeah.
It's just the new animations. They was always talking about these new animations. There was actually like a press release where they were like, they specified this dude's weird run. Like how this,
Like a player.
how this football player runs strangely, and they've got it in the game. And I was like, that's such a weird thing to call out. Like,
Like, what is left to
That's
innovate
like-
on in these games?
That
we're
is
like shit. We got like old clubfoot's run or some shit. Like this guy can run weird.
That
Oh,
gives me the
shit.
same vibe of like, look what the fish is from COD Ghost.
Yeah.
That gives me the,
The
same
fish
vibe.
swimming away from you. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh my god. That whole presentation, that Xbox One presentation was so
It was
bad.
so funny. It was so funny. Alrighty.
It's fucking hammer, dude.
I
you guys
can't
can't
hear
hear
it.
it, but I,
Yeah.
I'm,
Can't hear it, don't
I'm
worry.
hearing it in my head. It's my brain.
We got big boy
Moving
going.
on. New Spider-Man trailer dropped.
Big boy.
New story trailer, which
Hmm.
gives us a little bit about the game. So I want to take this is kind of the story set up from the PlayStation blog.
Who's that?
That's Harry.
That's Harry.
That's Goofy.
That is
yeah,
Harry.
Look, he looks goofy, doesn't he?
That is our boy Harry.
He's
Osborn.
goofy.
He does look a little weird. He has been, okay, spoilers for Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales, by the way. He has been,
Whoa.
he's been
Well, this looks good.
inundated
Hmm.
a little bit.
Yeah,
so
no, Harry's been out of the picture for a bit.
he has. He's been venomized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He's been out of
so
the
at
picture
the
so long
beginning-
he got plastic surgery.
At the beginning of our
I see what you
story-
mean. I do like the new Peter look. He does look older, which is nice.
Yeah.
A
He
little,
does
I
look a
think
little
I honestly just think it's a different jawline and hair.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
really different. Like
Yeah.
the everything else is the same.
But that MJ man, she looks like the MJ looks like the actress. Hold on, let me find the actress name.
There's something a little off about it. I don't know what it is. It just looks, I don't know, just like
Yeah.
not uncanny
And I think
valley.
it's just
but-
like these quick cuts. Like it'll probably look better on your TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's also YouTube compression. Making these faces look fucking weird. Who knows? Do you want to know the story setup? Just then there's no
Sure.
spoilers here really. There are spoilers for the previous games. So if you haven't played them, I mean, what are you doing? At the beginning of our story, our Spider-Man are at the top of their game, but both Peter Parker and Miles Morales are struggling with their personal lives. Miles is trying to find time to write his college entrance essay, but he keeps procrastinating and focusing on spider work instead. Meanwhile, Peter is underwater on payments for Aunt May's house, but he can't sell. It means too much to him. And just like Miles, Peter tries and fails to find balance with so many responsibilities. MJ wants to help Pete with the mortgage, but her job is on the line now that J. Jonah Jameson is back at the Bugle and looking to clean house. Our heroes have arrived at a confluence of crossroads with uncertain futures and some tough decisions ahead. Hell
I'm
yeah,
a core.
Jamie,
Oh
you
my
didn't repeat
god.
it.
Oh my god. What is this? Wait, that's the new trailer. This came out a day ago. Hold on. We gotta watch this.
Wait, hold on, new trailer.
You
Hold on
are
a
core.
second. Hold
Hold
a
on,
second.
wait, okay, intermediate break. Let's just watch the trailer quickly.
I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen
Is
this yet?
anything gonna happen?
Have you
It's
seen
very
it?
slow.
No, it's like a teaser.
It's probably
like-
cool with the music. There's probably
It-
cool music happening here.
It's kind of like a teaser. It's just like kind of like a teaser of like, oh, Armor Core's happening still. Just remember.
I keep forgetting this
Wow.
is coming out next month.
Yeah, it's insane.
This is CGI. I mean, this isn't.
Robots.
Yeah.
I think you're
I'm
still
still
excited for
very
this game.
excited for Armor
I know you
Core.
never were
No.
excited for it. You don't like cool mechs? Fucking doing mech shit?
Don't you
I
like
don't
mech
know,
shit?
man.
Were you not a Transformers guy?
No.
I was told you were the Transformers guy.
Hell
no
no.
One's told me
Don't you
that.
like the rise of the beasts? You know?
What the hell?
Were you a TMNT dude?
No, not even.
What were you?
What was your childhood?
what were you watching?
I was born at the age of 18, bro.
You were born at the age of 18.
That's crazy because I knew you before then.
I was still getting ready.
I mean, this is such a non-trailer, dude. It's just like,
No,
it's like
as I said, it's just like a teaser. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's just
yeah.
You lost.
Back to Spider-Man then.
Yeah, back to Spider-Man.
I'm back to Spider-Man.
That's just,
I'm so fucking. This trailer, I'm fucking way.
I'm very keen. I'm very.
It's weird
excited.
that as I said, I feel like a couple weeks ago I said it's weird that I'm not super excited for Spider-Man 2 yet. I'm in. I can't wait. Harry looks a little goofy, but
Harry does look goofy.
and I did notice that. That was one like the lips. It's the lips. The lips look a little odd. But it might just be the lighting. Who knows? He might look normal later.
He's kind of like talking like this. You know what I mean? Like his lips are a little puckered out. Like
It's
He's going for a
something
smooch.
that a lot of like CG and like game animation get wrong is that your top lip never moves ever.
Yeah.
But they move it sometimes. I don't know why. Like your actual like this bit.
Yeah, that
it doesn't
yeah,
move.
Yeah,
it
when
doesn't
you
move
speak.
at all. No.
Yeah.
Can't move at all.
But no.
But yeah,
I,
Nathan, you got to watch this trailer with audio because dude, the music in
The
this,
music's so good.
Oh my god,
No.
the music is so good. You
No,
got to.
I'm not gonna get hyped. It's too
listen to
close
the
now.
track. You got to
I'm just
listen to
gonna
the
play it.
track.
I'm just gonna play it.
It's so I can't wait. And
I
and
do
also
like how-
this, like
Go
you
on.
can't hear it, but the dialogue is very heavily implying that we know like Venom is going to be Harry.
Yes.
And I feel like maybe they're just like misdirecting a
Oh,
little bit.
yeah, possibly.
But I feel like it just there's literally like basically at the beginning of the game, beginning of this trailer, Harry says like we're gonna heal the world, and at the end, Venom literally says we're gonna heal the world.
Okay.
Like so it's like this scene here.
This scene right here.
But
Literally Harry
that's
standing
Peter.
there.
That's Pete.
Oh, is that Peter?
Yeah.
I thought that was Harry.
I thought it was Harry too, but I think and then you see this.
Yeah.
But or maybe the trailer's making it seem like this is Peter.
I'm gonna quickly right now as well. Like, dude,
How quickly are you
Venom
gonna
looks
say it?
So fucking good.
It looks so good. It looks so
He
good.
looks so good.
Venom looks
Like,
fantastic, and I think he's gonna be playable.
You think you're gonna play as Venom?
I think you're gonna be. I think this is Peter.
You think that's Peter
I really do. Because like, look here, right?
standing there? Yeah.
Like
Harry with Venom.
that's Peter, and this is
That's
when Venom says we're
Can
gonna
you go
heal
back
the world.
just a scene quickly? Can you go back a scene quickly? Just where Harry was standing with his dad. A little forward.
See it in a second.
There. No. So gray shirt. Okay. Look at the outfit. Look at the
Yep.
outfit. Then go to the next scene.
Gray shirt. Gray
Boom.
shirt. But his hair looks so Peter.
Yeah, it's the hair.
The hair is the hair,
Yeah.
man. It is the hair. Yeah.
Maybe they just both have grey shirts.
Yeah.
Grey's a very common color.
Grey
I
shirt
mean,
is a very
Nathan's wearing a
common
grey
shirt.
shirt right now. You're wearing a grey hoodie.
Yeah.
Mine's a shade.
I'm Venom.
I am Venom.
But yeah, I think, dude, I think that is the secret of this game is that you
What?
play as Venom.
I do. The thing I like about this game and this trailer shows is that we're taking a lot more like of a personal approach on Miles, Harry, and Peter and whatnot. Where it's like, as you
The
said, Peter
trifecta.
is trying to pay off the house and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's small, more personal connections with the characters, which I really
Totally.
like a lot. Which I feel like because the game is going to be darker, it's going to be a great juxtaposition to actually that.
I also love that J. Jonah Jameson's back at the Bugle.
It's
Love
great.
that.
It's awesome.
Love that
I love
story
it.
change. Because yeah, him like you listening to his podcast in Spider-Man 2018 was so great.
It was so much
And
fun.
especially as like a way to like break up moving around the city, even though it's
Yeah.
super fun, but like just like
Mm-hmm.
to hear about
Something there, yeah.
J. Jonah Jameson shitting on what you're doing, which is so
Yeah,
good. Like, he's
exactly. Or, like,
you would
constantly
do an
trying to,
event
like,
would
get
happen
people
like
in.
a crime, and he'd be like, Spider-Man's been seen with a bunch of criminals robbing a bank. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, and I love like the moments where it's like when you like say someone being kidnapped or something like that. It's like you're like Spider-Man kidnapped someone. Like, no. He saved my husband from being kidnapped. Like it's like
Yeah, he'd
shit
do
like
interviews, and he'd be trying to like take down Spider-Man, and the person he's interviewing would be like, no, Spider-Man saved my life. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
she's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
that. Yeah, it's really funny. It's like you're going through trauma. We'll let you off the hook.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
It's very
I'm
funny.
so excited. I cannot wait for this game now.
Dude, I'm really cool. I like.
Now
how
I
you
just
see
need to
Mr.
finish
Negative
Alan
back
Wake
as
2
well.
in 3 days.
Huh?
I just need to finish Alan Wake 2 in 3 days because
True.
Oh, yeah.
We-
October 17th.
We also see Mr. Negative come back, which is cool. So I wonder.
Yes,
if we actually,
yes.
I wonder. If
That's a
other
really
villains
cool
come back as
scene.
well. where Miles says Mr. Negative right here.
Yeah, there he
So
is.
that
There's the
means
boy.
that does Rikers? Do people get break out of Rikers again? Do people get broken out of Rikers again?
Maybe
Because
it could
like,
also just be that he's.
because
I
there's
also
rubble,
like
there's
Miles here
fire going on in
says
the
you have no
background
idea what
there.
you're taking from me because obviously
Yeah,
it's
and also
negative,
there's
yeah,
there's
Dad.
fire going on in the background there. You know what I mean? Like there's some shit.
Yeah, that
oh,
looks
there's
like
Spider-Man in the
Rikers.
bottom left.
Spider-Man's
Actually.
there too, and he's
Yeah.
saving people, helping people.
So maybe
I think this is early on because Spider-Man. Look at the suit,
true,
red and blue,
true,
not black.
true. I
Yeah.
saw. You guys want to hear someone like? I saw a really stupid leak, and if this is actually true, I feel like this would be.
Hold
too
on, don't.
insane
Oh,
for
I
this
don't want
to
to
be
hear
Hold
it.
on, hold on, hold on.
No,
We
no,
don't
no,
wanna
no,
know.
This leak is.
I don't even want to know stupid leaks. I'm sorry.
This is so out there. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, sure. What?
Someone said, and apparently this was a leak, but everyone's calling it how stupid it was, that this game interconnects with Spider-Verse, and at the end,
At
the
okay.
end, see
No,
what I mean? See what I
know,
mean?
no, I know where
this
this is coming from because there was a Miles Morales PS5 action
Yes.
figure, and in the description it had the description of Spider-Verse and talking about multiverse, and everyone was like,
Ah.
"Let's confirm the multiverse." The multiverse.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then someone came and then the toy manufacturer was like, "Oh no, we got the description wrong."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the way
and
that Across the Spider-Verse is kind of done anyway, it's like every Spider-Man thing is canon, and it's like
Technically.
we can assume it is anyway, but whether or not
There
it
is
actually does
there
anything
is
with it,
no
yeah.
way. There is
No,
no way
because
Insomniac
what-
would be like,
No.
"Hey, we're gonna
What-
interject. We're gonna put fucking Spider-Verse Miles Morales in this game."
Well, what they said, what this leak said, was that there's gonna be a post-credit scene where Gwen Stacy shows up in the game.
Well, I
which is
think
just-
I think Gwen Stacy, Insomniac's Gwen Stacy,
yeah,
will
I
be
can
in
see
this game.
Insomniac's Gwen Stacy, but not the Spider-Verse Gwen Stacy. That's
No.
what they were
No.
saying. No,
They would look
that's
so weird
ridiculous.
art style wise, like
Yeah,
this
it would
like
work.
very animated, like not photoreal looking character in this
No,
game. Like,
exactly.
no
Yeah,
way.
that's what I mean. That the
yeah,
leak was
no,
crazy.
that is that's. I mean,
Yeah.
who would even believe that? I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I do think Gwen Stacy will be in this game at some point. I think
100%.
there's just gonna be surprises. Like I think there's a lot that they're holding back.
hmm
And maybe that's why I've sort of my expectations haven't been like through the roof because they haven't shown a lot to. I mean, there's been something to get excited about, obviously, but I think this trailer was the first time where I'm like, okay, I know a little bit about the story.
Yeah,
I
it's
know where
pretty
we're
sick.
going. I'm excited to find out more about Harry and Pete's kind of relationship and how that's changed since Harry's been, sick and with the symbiote. Yeah, no, I can't fucking wait for this game.
Yeah,
very
it's
very
very
excited.
exciting.
In a packed October, this is a game that I will be definitely prioritizing.
Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of trailers from that was from San Diego Comic Con as well. From Comic Con, we got confirmation on that. I don't know if we mentioned the leak about the Mortal Kombat 1 combat pack where
No, we did.
where
Yes.
Homelander, Omni-Man,
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
and Peacemaker were going to be in the game.
Mhm.
Well, we got confirmation they will be in the game,
Yep,
which
which
is
is
very
awesome.
fucking cool. As well as returning Mortal Kombat characters, Quan Chi, Ermac, Takeda, Lee, Mei, Tanya, and Baraka. I know some of those characters.
Is there anyone on the right there? Oh yeah, there's. Yeah, don't worry, I'm just making a joke. I'm just being a fucking idiot. Do you get what I'm saying? Don't worry. Do you guys get my joke, or am I just stupid?
No, I got it.
Yeah.
It's just funny as he said that someone showed up
Yeah,
on the
it's
right.
bad timing.
Yeah.
There's no one on the right. No, it's like
there's
framed
no one
like
on the
there
right
should
there,
be,
yeah.
but there's no one there.
Yeah, there's only one person that shows up on the right.
I didn't fully get it until this guy walked in. He's like, I'm here. But yeah, no, this is really cool. I wish this wasn't coming out on September 19th because I want to play it so badly, but it's like a week before Starfield.
Mhm.
It's like it's too. It's
Weeks
too
enough to get
close.
good, dude.
Oh, sorry, a
Grind.
week before Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are we
It's
gonna?
playing
Are
this
we gonna?
fucking. Bro, I don't know why. Bandai Namco has taken over my fucking YouTube, man. I'm telling you,
Time
they
to
really
watch
want
Armored
this
Core.
trailer.
Are you actually gonna get Mortal Kombat, Jamie?
At some point, I don't know. It's just not going to be in September. Like,
Okay.
um,
I will get it when the boys get it because I want to play.
well, I think the thing is that this is the DLC pack, so this
Yes.
won't be out when the game comes out.
Mm.
So maybe when they start dropping these characters is when
you'll join in.
I'll join in. Yeah,
Yeah,
that might be the way.
understandable.
But yeah, no, this is. I mean, you couldn't come up with 3 more perfect cameo appearances in a Mortal Kombat game than these three
yeah,
dudes.
than
Like
these three,
Omni-Man
absolutely.
fucking up people, Peacemaker fucking up people, Homelander fucking up people. Lots of
Mhm.
blood and gore. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Nathan, I know you're not like a fighting game person apart from Smash Brothers. Does Mortal Kombat interest you at all?
Honestly, it's basically the same as Tekken to me. I couldn't tell you the difference. So no.
There you go.
Understandable.
But he didn't
Understandable.
mention Street Fighter. He didn't say Street
That is different enough to me, but it's still around the same vein of it feels exactly the same to me when I play it. Like,
Sure,
I
of
could
course,
not
yeah.
tell the difference between them.
That's
Mm-hmm.
true.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that differentiates Mortal Kombat to me is that Mortal Kombat's got just a fucking crazy execution.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those
At the
crazy,
end
the
of- at the
crazy
end of the match,
gore,
it's the-
right?
the
Yeah.
fatalities. But yeah, no, very excited for this. As I said, it's just a bad month, just really bad. If this is coming out like in November, because there's actually not a lot coming out in November. Like I
no,
think that would be
November is the peace
that
period
might be when I
before
actually check it
September,
out.
October.
To be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, very cool announcement. It's unfortunate it got leaked because I feel like this would have been like a huge fucking
Oh, it would have been a
deal
huge.
if it hadn't been
announcement.
leaked by 7 different fucking media outlets.
Mm.
Or just like it got leaked by Amazon, fucking France, and
That's
all over the
right,
place. Yeah,
yeah.
everyone was talking about this. Now on to what we've been playing. What have you guys been playing this week?
Yeah, who's
do you wanna
going
go
first?
Do you want to start with?
I mean, actually, do we want to do Devil in Me first? Because
Yeah,
That's
get
a
the
funny
shit
one.
out of the way.
That's a funny one. Yeah. let's
it's
start with
not
Devil
gonna
in Me.
take long.
No, it is not.
So yeah, obviously, Ben, to keep you up to speed, we obviously you were watching Nathan and I play Devil in Me a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
And it was a time. Was not
was
a
funny.
good time. It wasn't a bad time. It was just a middling time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we finished, Nathan and I kind of had the perspective that we would have a couple to a few more hours to go
Yes.
to finish the game. So we hop on last night. We start playing. And Nathan, how long did it take us to finish? from
40
last night?
minutes.
40 minutes. Yep. So it was 40 more minutes of
Okay.
game.
I have
And
questions.
Nathan, do you know the whole reason behind the story? Do you know?
You
No.
don't?
No.
So I had two major questions and then lots of small ones. I had to Google the answer to one because something happened. We'll explain in a minute. And the other one, the game just straight up doesn't explain at all.
Yeah.
Like the whole
so-
reasoning behind the killer, it's just not explained.
From what I know about the question, so from what I know about the story so far, you guys got trapped in a building. There's a killer chasing you around.
Mhm.
Okay, you guys are trying to get to a lighthouse to signal.
hmm
That's where I ended off. Right.
Yeah, we did that. The police
Yeah.
came.
So we signaled the lighthouse.
Yeah, you
A
signaled the
police
lighthouse.
officer came.
Okay.
The police
now,
officer
I
died.
also had questions. Do we know who the killer is?
He's
the dude.
Dumet.
Demet.
Oh, it is Dumet. So what? He's like 150 years old. Is that? Is
I
that
had the
not
theory-
I'm
explained?
assuming it's like a relative, and they
I had the
continue
theory
to
that
get
there were multiple of them, but
yeah.
we
no.
didn't get any information.
No, yeah.
because
okay.
sometimes he would literally be chasing Nathan, and then
Seconds later, across the
he would
map,
chase
Yeah,
me.
he
But the thing is, I
teleports.
think in single player that makes more
Yeah.
sense because you're playing it
there's a time
in a
jump.
sequence
Yeah.
as opposed to playing it at the same time.
Mhm.
I will say there was never a point where we were both being chased by him.
No.
Thankfully,
funny.
that would have been really bad. But
Do you guys have anyone else die?
No,
no.
Oh,
it
nice.
was quite. I mean, I had like 20 to 30 quick time events in a row where 3 characters could have died, and I got through it. But yeah, no, it was pretty like there wasn't. I didn't feel like there were any more choices that we had to make where someone could die. You know how like normally in these games there'd be like a big thing where it'd be like, oh, what choice do I actually make here? Like I'm really confused. I feel like the opportunities for people to die in the rest of the game were literally just you failed a quick time event.
Yeah, totally. I think,
Get
and I
good.
think it was all QuickTime events or bugging out, as did with the director.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. But
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he's
was.
yeah. straight
Yeah,
dead.
he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was actually dead from that.
Yeah. Okay.
And him dying literally carved out 30 minutes of plot for us, basically.
What?
Where, like, because all his segments after that
Yeah, I looked up
explain
some gameplay afterwards.
explain a lot more about what's going on.
Mm.
Not fully, obviously. We still don't know everything.
Wait.
Apparently, I don't know why.
Wait.
And because he died when I pulled the lever, which they told me to do, there was no choice. It was just like pull the lever. I pulled it, and then he fucking scorched.
So
It just, yeah. That's
Okay.
it. That was it. Also, another thing about this game, never make a flashlight A camera with flat, like, never do that, man. I'm telling you, Ben, for the 40 minutes you didn't see of this game, I was this motherfucker with the camera just flashing, seeing 1 millisecond of light, and then having to press it constantly. Right trigger, right trigger, right trigger. It was so fucking. It's like, I don't know how they playtested this and thought, yeah, this feels great. Like, I understand from like a feasibility standpoint, he only has a camera. It's you can't.
Every other character had a torch.
Everyone else had a torch. This
doesn't have a
motherfucker's
phone?
like,
No, they
He
took him
doesn't
away.
have
They took him away. In the
Oh,
note.
they
Yeah,
did. That's right.
so yeah. I think this was the most disappointed I've been in a Dark Pictures game.
And
Not
it
just
really
for
abruptly finished too. Like it
not
just.
just.
Boom.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I mean,
ask,
that's
so
what
what's
I was
the
gonna say. Not just for the
ending? So
bugs,
do
not
you
just for the
guys
fact that
escape?
this guy had a camera.
Yeah, we escaped
You
did
escaped.
escape.
on a
Okay.
boat.
On a boat. Okay.
But we were dead set, like, oh, that's not it. That's not over yet, though. Like, it was one of those things where we're like, oh, there's got to be more to this.
Also, Dumet survived a fall off a full-story roof.
What?
Yes.
I pushed
Yeah.
him off a roof. He lived 4 stories. He was crumpled on the ground, and I was like, "Oh, he's fucking dead." And then he got up, like he was chill.
So
He wasn't
is,
even hurt.
is he like a ghost? Is that like? Is that? We don't know. It's not.
We don't know. He
Doesn't
bled
blame him.
when we literally, like, put an
Oh,
anchor
it's-
around him. The anchor got caught up. So, yeah, we got escaped on a boat. He, by the way, was holding onto the back of the boat, like,
While it
just,
was
like,
going full
while
speed.
it's going full
Dragged?
speed. And then we're like,
150
oh, we
horsepower motor.
escaped. And then he just, like, gets up. And then we do this fight that's no stakes at all. I was like, I'm not even sure if anyone can die here. Maybe they can. Maybe if I missed a quick time event, Mark would have died.
Kate's sitting there going,
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, man. Yeah, it's literally Mark and Kate, and Kate's just like trying to punch him with the weakest punches ever. That like the punches of like a 4-year-old. Like, there's no way any grown woman would be able to do a harder hit than that.
"Yeah."
Um,
And also, the last, probably, I don't know. Yeah, well, actually, the entire last bit of the game, Jamie only played as Mark.
Yes.
I played as all 3 of the other characters constantly.
yeah, bro. The way they separated was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I played it for the last 40 minutes. I'm just Mark. I literally never switched from anyone.
I'm here
except for a quick time
babysitting
event
all
at
of
the
these
end.
people.
Yeah. I was just, dude, literally the last 40 minutes was me walking around, like, looking for the lighthouse. I was like this full fucking walking simulator segment where I was just like, is anything gonna happen? And like, the killer showed up once, and I was like, okay, I'm holding my breath. Oh, he's gone. Okay, back to walking. And I legitimately was like, am I missing something here? Because I'm just walking. Like, this is literally like, I feel like I'm playing fucking Gone Home or some shit. Like, I'm just walking around, like,
Let me-
looking at
let
these
me
fucking
ask.
notes, man.
At one point, apparently, you get a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Nathan had
Yeah.
a dog for a little bit.
Yeah. And did you choose to kill the dog?
Oh, absolutely. I immediately killed that motherfucker.
What happens if you don't fucking strangle out
So
the
he was
dog or
making
whatever?
noise because he was hurt, and the dog was scared of Dumet, so he was kind of like growling. And he was around the corner. So Dumet starts to hear the dog. So I'm like, oh, okay. And so grab a shattered glass bottle, and I slit its throat.
Yeah.
Just and then it's bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah, because
I'm just
I
wondering,
heard-
like, was the
Kate's all
dog
cut up
gonna
about it.
was the dog gonna tell us what the killer was there for? Like, maybe the dog was
the
gonna
dog
bark
speaks
in bark speak,
because
and we were gonna
I,
translate it.
I do know with the dog that if you don't kill the dog, that the dog attacks Dumet, and then you get a dog at the end of the cutscene. That's literally it. That's all that happens.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so
See,
you can
that's-
get out in both situations?
Yeah.
I feel like there's so low stakes in
Yeah,
so many
Well,
choices.
so many reviews we saw on Steam was like, oh yeah, everyone survived. Like, it was an
Yeah.
anomaly that we lost someone. Like,
Yeah.
I
like
really,
everyone.
I really love losing people at the end of these games because it's like, shit, like that was a hard choice to make. And I feel like I made the right one, but
Yep.
it was, yeah.
Mhm.
This one was just easy. It was like,
Literally,
Yeah.
like,
So-
we only lost someone because of a bug.
Yeah. So you were saying you're on the boat. Kate's trying to punch the back of the boat. Okay.
Back of the
Dumet's
dude.
there.
Well, no. So he's on the boat at this point. And
Yeah.
he
he's- you
gets
know,
up.
I mean, I can literally just go to that point.
Yeah. Just get
Yeah.
to the bit. Let me see this. Let me see this.
Well, there's the dog that we.
Yeah.
killed.
There's a dog.
Well, Nathan killed. I didn't kill a dog.
Oh yeah, there's the cop. Yeah.
Cop's dead.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh, here
Here's
we
the
go.
boat.
Yeah. So
You
he's
ready
on
for
the
Kate?
boat.
You ready for
Yeah,
Kate?
he-
She's got to
he-
come
let's see
punch
that.
him. She's got to come punch him. I mean, she has a choice not to. I chose to, but
Oh, does he not do
I
it
don't-
here?
Wait, what?
He
I don't know
doesn't
what that was.
Yeah,
And that's if you don't
selfie
get the
stick.
bear spray.
Oh, it's a selfie. Oh, here we go.
Oh, he doesn't even need Kate.
Wraps it. He gets stabbed. Okay.
Also, put
So he's
it
dead.
on the what's it called? The fuck. What am I trying to say? The timestamps. Put spoilers for this segment,
I
obviously.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold
In
on.
case anyone
quickly.
happens to want to play this, but I highly recommend against it.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Because
Can you just
it's
pause it quickly? Can
really,
you just pause
really
it so we
bad.
can add
And
the
I'm like,
spoiler?
I'm honestly for the next
Just
one,
put
I know it's in
spoiler for the whole
space.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
just put in brackets
Yeah.
spoilers. For the next one, I know it's in space, but like, if it's like this, like I don't want to fucking play this, man. Like I don't want to play this where it's like there's no real, it's no real
Wait for the boat
stakes,
explosion.
What is that?
no real stakes, no explanation,
So
really cobbled together, and just like
Wait.
I feel like they just rushed this whole production. Like I think it was just a matter of
But
like
he's
they
not
ran out of
dead?
time.
we just saw blood. He got sucked into the motor. How is he not dead?
He's
Skip
dead.
to the end.
No, he is dead.
Well,
Yeah, there you go.
He's not dead.
well, we don't know who this is. We don't know who's picking up the mask.
It's got a glove though, so that's why I thought multiple Dumets kind of made sense. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look, this is the mask, and then oh my god. I was dumbfounded when we finished this. I was like, "That's
yeah, we sat there in
fucking it?
silence, just like
What?
there must have been like secrets scattered that you had to read constantly to know what was going on. But I feel like it
That's
should have
just
explained it in
not
the story.
case for any of the other ones, like,
Yeah,
This
and I
cutscene,
guess
though,
like to be
was
fair,
very-
House of Ashes was a little easier to explain.
yeah, definitely, because it was very like these are aliens.
Yeah.
I feel like they had the concept of like they were like, "Hey, we want to do a sword-like thing with traps," and they were like, "Okay, what's the story around that?" I don't know.
Mm,
Just a
Killer.
guy doing traps,
yeah,
you know. Like, are we
Is
to
this,
believe
isn't
that
this the first time? This is the first time in this anthology series that villains come back.
Well, he won't come back. There won't be a sequel to this.
no,
There's
But
no
you know what I
way.
mean? This is like where
Like,
exactly survive.
the villain
you know
didn't
what I mean?
die. I mean, to be fair, like I don't think the monsters in House of Ashes technically died.
no,
True.
there's a lot of them.
And like in Man of Medan, spoilers.
Oh, the boat's still there.
There was no supernatural thing. It was gas on the boat. And
Oh.
then for the second one, it was a ghost. Just a ghost.
It was
The
just
ghost
a-
wasn't actually a bad ghost.
It
He was trying to help you the whole
time-traveling
time.
ghost.
So
Oh
I mean,
no,
this is the-
yeah, no, he's not dead because it ends with
Yeah, it ends with
these
these
five.
people.
Yeah, these 5 people go
Mm.
back to the hotel. Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
How
I
did
won
they
a
not
trip
die?
for 5.
I straight up thought that we were going to be playing through their perspective then.
Yeah,
Like
I
it
was
was
like-
just going to repeat
Yeah, new people.
another 4.5 hours of
Missing
fighting.
hours of the game.
Yeah, overall, I was just so disappointed by this game. Like, to the point where I'm just like, I'm not excited for the next Dark Pictures, and I think they should just stick to. And I know it's probably like from like a budget and like studio survivability standpoint. I wish they would just do stuff like The Quarry,
Yeah.
as opposed to doing these kind of like yearly installments in these games that just feel half baked. Overall, because even House of Ashes like was probably the pinnacle of this. It doesn't hold a candle to The Quarry or
No.
the other one they did on PS4.
Jamie
I
and I
always forget the
agreed
name of.
that this is a 5 out of 10.
It is a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
It is
Jeez,
very
that's low.
mediocre. And I
Yeah,
think
very
even it would have been even lower had we played this back in November last year at
Yeah.
full price with all the bugs. Like, there's no way we probably wouldn't have finished it because it was just so broken.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, disappointing overall. Especially as like it
Understandable.
was fine. Like when you were watching us play, it was fine. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
great,
it was
but it was
okay.
like it was
Yeah.
enjoyable to an extent. But it just like totally fucking fell on its face at the end.
Yeah. 100%.
Ben, you've been playing ViewFinder.
I have been playing ViewFinder. You are
Tell me
very
about
correct,
ViewFinder.
Jamie. How did you know?
Oh, we may have had a conversation before this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I've been playing ViewFinder. So we actually already talked about ViewFinder a bit on the podcast. Basically, you can take photos, you get photos, you can place them anywhere, and when you do place it, it appears in an area. It's a lot like liminal. Can't speak.
It's all perspective based, yeah.
Yeah, very perspective based. This game, okay, we were discussing beforehand, and I'm going to start off quickly with what other people have been saying, because the thing about this game, it is $40, and people have been saying that
40 Australian.
40 Australian.
40
Thank
Australian.
you.
I think
40
it's 25 US.
And for that, it costs. You get about 4-ish hours of gameplay. It took me about 4 hours to beat, about 3 to 4 hours to beat.
6 hours, 100%. I looked it up on the how long
6
to
hours,
beat,
100%. Yeah.
But to be honest, like I don't want to know what other people
Yeah.
think of the value proposition. I want to know what you think of it, to be honest. Because
I
like I think
and
every game that comes out, even if it's like 200 hours, will always say, "Oh, that's not enough."
true.
Because there's some people that are chronically online who always feel like they need more out of something. When
True.
I mean, at least for me, from my perspective, I am happy to finish a game quickly. Like I'm
Yes.
happy for that. So, how did you feel about the experience, and do you think it's worth the money?
I do. This game we discussed before is a coding flex. It is
Hmm?
actually insane the shit you could do with this video game. So this camera that you see here, you don't get right away. It kind of shows you how the photos work, then you get the camera. But you can literally take a photo of anything you want to, anything, and you could place it anywhere. The most insane thing to me is that I did not run into one bug throughout my entire time playing this, which is insane that nothing collides, nothing breaks. Like you can see you could spawn in stuff and
Yeah,
whatnot.
that shit's so
It's
cool, dude. Like we're in the demo when you had to, there was like a plate like that, where you had to put batteries down, and you had one battery, but you needed two. And
yeah.
so what you do is you take a photo of the battery, place it above you, it drops down, and you have two batteries now.
Yeah,
Like that stuff like
exactly.
that is just like some of the puzzles even in the demo were like, this is I don't know how they made this.
You can pet
And
the
there's a cat, which I
There
haven't
is a
seen
cat.
yet. I haven't seen the cat at all. Looking forward to meeting the cat when I play this
Mhm.
game.
This is one of the only games where I played, and there are moments and puzzles where I have sat there and I'm like, you kind of like take a step, you kind of like sit there for a second, you're like, holy shit, that's really cool, right? There's a couple puzzles. One that you get really early on is basically what happens is there is like a pathway out, then a staircase up, and then you have to then take the photo of your panel to where you have to teleport from to
Mhm.
go to the next level. But to place it, it's above you. So what you then do is you can do a couple of different ways. The main way you're supposed to do it is walk back down and take a photo of up at the staircase. So you place it up there. But what I did was I just took a photo of a wall from the side, turned it into a ramp, and then placed it on the end of the ramp. And then I just walked up it to the level. Because that's the insane thing about this game is that I like how you guys have Tears of the Kingdom. I do not think everyone is going to complete it in the same way, especially for a lot of these
Sure.
puzzles. There are so many different shit that you can just do whatever you want. There's another puzzle where they're basically to activate the teleporter, you need to get a boombox next to like a sound emitter thing. Um, and but the thing is, it's across the cavern, and then the sound emitters on the wall. So what I did was I stood above the boombox, I took a photo of it, and then I stood at the edge of the cavern. I jumped and then placed the photo, so I made a platform for my feet. I then just did the same thing and just hopped over to the sound emitter and then just placed the boom ball next to it and just hopped back. You can do, and that's not the way you're supposed to do it. Like there was so many other puzzles, but it's really cool of all this stuff, and it's really like it's hard to explain, but it's very
I was
immersive.
gonna
It's
say,
very fun.
does it feel a little anticlimactic when you do a puzzle in a way that feels like you're cheating it at all?
Not not really, because like the thing is that it's still using all the mechanics that the game gave you, and you can go
I don't
back
know
and
how they
complete.
do shit like that. Like,
Yeah,
how do they have a photo
I
at two, and then you flip it, place it, and it knows what should be 3D, what should fall, what should stay.
exactly right.
I really don't understand how this was made. I really,
This game,
it's such a fucking cool concept, and the
yeah.
fact that it looks like, and from what you said, they've executed on it perfectly
Oh,
is like
it
super,
is
super
a
cool.
great execution. It is a beautiful execution. Because the thing is that like, so in this game, there are like 5 different like areas you go to, each having their own section of levels, right?
Mhm.
And every time you go to a new one, it expands on the last thing you learned and adds to it. So
Sure.
like it starts off like levers you need to pull to activate the teleporter. Then it goes into like
Does it
going
feel
into
like it gets stale?
no. That's the thing. That was the one thing that was great. For this, like 4-ish hours I played, every level felt different. I will say some of the levels were really easy to beat. And
Mhm.
I didn't cheese the levels or anything like that, but like they were just really easy to beat.
Solution was just like
The
obvious.
solution was right there, right?
Is that for earlier levels? You said,
No,
or
some of the
even
later
later
levels
on?
as well. I will say like area 4 and 5, they were pretty difficult. Like they were actually like they were pretty difficult.
Actually,
Not like
stumped you.
yeah, there was some of them that actually stumped you. There was one where there was basically an infinite loop of constantly placing photos, and what you had to do was flip one of the photos upside down because the teleporter was on the other side and you couldn't see it because you're not looking up.
Right.
So there's like stuff like that as well, because that's the one other thing you can do is that the photos that you take,
Yeah, you
you
can
can
flip them.
rotate them, right? So you can place it any direction you want to. So like if he wanted to here, he can rotate it to the side if he wanted to, you know what I mean? So you can make like ramps, walls, whatever you want to do with this shit. It is insane. This game
Yeah.
is
No, it's cool. I can't wait to play
it's
it.
a really cool, and it's a really cool flex. It's like if you like this type of stuff, I would say it's highly worth it. Like don't like the people that are going into it and they're getting annoyed because it's only like 4 hours and whatnot. I think it's
I'm
like
gonna be
really
honest.
stupid.
I'm not sure. Like, I feel, I just don't understand. Like, I'm not of the mind that like hours played equals quality,
Mm,
because there are so many games that are just like not that. Like, you can
yes.
point it to like the boring side missions in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, that game's 200 hours
Mhm.
long. Is that game better than this game because it's longer? Like, that's not. I honestly don't. I don't understand that kind of perspective on. I
Mhm.
understand the value proposition. Like, if people don't necessarily think that $10 technically an hour of gameplay, even though that's a nebulous, stupid thing to even exclaim. Like, I just wait for a sale. I don't know. Like,
Exactly.
I
That's
just wait
exactly
for it
it,
to be a
right?
little cheaper. Like, I'm sure it'll go on sale at some point. But
Oh yeah. The one thing about this game, which is only shown once in this trailer, but it's actually really cool what you can do. So you can change the colors of the photos that you take. From you can go warm, black and white, negative, heat thermal, and then later on you start getting ones where you get like actual straight up different ones where you can make it like different art styles and stuff
Mhm.
like that as well.
Yep.
So it's really cool because it just kind of adds like a nice variety to the photos you take.
So is there any like benefit? Like, is there puzzles?
No, it's literally just straight
It's
up
just
just
aesthetic thing.
cosmetic.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
I
I
will
think
say,
like
yeah,
what,
in the demo there was a moment where there's a level where each photo is a different art style,
yeah,
and I thought that was really fucking cool. Is there more like that in this game, where it's
100%.
like
Yeah.
you look back and you've got this blending of art styles?
Yes, it's really cool. It's
Do you
really cool.
find
And
you wish they did more of that? Because like I've
yeah,
heard that
100%. It
it's a
wasn't
little few and far between when they do cool stuff like that.
It is. It's very little on how you do it. And what's really cool is that each of the areas even have like their own sound effects and whatnot. Like if you, there's one where it's like, so here's one of the photos that you can take. But
Mhm.
one of the art styles is like it's like a Looney Tunes cartoon, and when you jump, it makes like spring noises and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's they full on went into that vibe, which is really cool.
That's cool.
I do wish they did more of it because it is very few and far between where you see those photos. You only see that once, and a lot of them are usually optional on the side. It would have been cool, but it probably would have been difficult to actually have it that like each area had like their own effects. So maybe when you go to Looney Tune area, you could like jump higher or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe adding that stuff, but I can understand that the difficulty of
Yeah,
that
it's
coming
probably just
into
like
it.
an indie scope thing.
Exactly, right,
Um,
exactly. But it's
but yeah,
still
no,
cool
I'm down to
nonetheless.
play this. I can't wait to play this.
Yeah, it's
I,
so cool.
yeah,
Like
good stuff.
it's really cool, and the story went in a direction I did not expect. I will say that quickly. It did go in a
Cool.
direction I did not expect. So yeah, you will. Yeah, there's some moments in there where it's actually pretty cool. So yeah,
Good stuff.
I will recommend this game 100%. It's a good game.
All right.
Okay, what is next? Final Fantasy. How is Final Fantasy? Have you finished it, Jamie?
I have finished Final Fantasy 16. I finished
Oh,
it last week.
yeah.
It took me just under 60 hours to beat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's doing everything. So I did all the side quests, all the beast hunts,
Mm-hmm.
um everything I could do possibly before finishing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember the last time I spoke about this a couple weeks back, I was a little negative on the side quests, if I
Yes.
remember right, saying that they were a little bit cut and pasty and not super
Yeah.
interesting.
You're
I
saying
will,
that it's like MMO side quests.
yeah. So there is still some of that. I will say towards the end, you sort of get a batch of like the kind of end game side quests before the true ending.
Mm-hmm.
That were really, really good, and I would recommend if people, who are playing the game who maybe are now not gonna do the side quests, I recommend doing those ones in particular.
Mhm.
And I think overall, like, I think even the ones that are just like go get 3 things and kill some stuff, it's like it's still fun to play, and so it's not like the biggest deal. It's just there's moments in the when the game is paced kind of poorly where you are doing 10 of those side quests back to back to back. Um, and that was what kind of like annoyed me a little bit about kind of the pacing of the game overall. But I would say the last 10 hours of this game, and particularly the last 90 minutes, are fucking phenomenal.
Mhm.
Like, this game does things visually, artistically, orchestrally, like narratively, that I'm just like, holy fucking shit, dude. This is the coolest shit I've ever seen in a video game. And like, it's just this perfect marriage of all these different aspects that's like, man, they fucking nailed this, dude. Like, the
Mhm.
ending of this game is like one of my favorite endings to a game ever. Like, honestly,
Ooh.
like true, like I was so impressed by every aspect and the voice acting and the visuals and just like I took so many fucking screenshots. Like, I took so many screenshots of just like these beautiful moments
Mhm.
and like got emotional. Like, it's an emotional game. Like, there are deaths and there are betrayals and things you're not expecting and
Mhm.
crazy reunions and like interesting side things that happen. Like, it's just there is such a depth to the characters in the world that it was just a joy to play overall
Mhm.
for the whole time. And this is like my number 2 game of the year now at this point.
Ooh.
Um, it's I still think Tears of the Kingdom is like that defining game of this year where it's going to be the one that like I really, really, really think about forever.
Mhm.
Honestly, forever. Like, just some of those moments in that game. Um, but this one is just like if this came out on any other year, this would be my game of the year. Like,
It
it
would
just
be.
happens to
Yeah.
be one of those insane years where
Yeah.
this game is actually like it's as close to a masterpiece as you can get. It just happens to be that Tears of the Kingdom
It's
is that
next to the actual
masterpiece.
masterpiece.
So
Yeah.
um, I fucking love this game. I really do. I can't wait to play it again. When you finish the game, you actually unlock New Game Plus,
Mhm.
and a harder difficulty,
Okay.
and that harder difficulty actually has new activities to do. Um,
Ooh.
and so I think I'm gonna do it at some point. I don't know when, because like
Don't know what
it's
it's
another
back
60,
here.
it's another 60 hours. The level cap goes from 50 to 100.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a lot. It's a lot of game to do. A lot of
Mhm.
game. But I can't wait to play this game again. I'm
One
very
thing
very excited.
one thing I've heard is that the scale of the game is like off the charts. That like it is like
It just keeps getting better and better. Like,
yeah.
dude, like the end fight of this game is like just staggering. Like,
Mhm.
it's actually a scale I've honestly never seen before in a game. Honestly,
Interesting.
like, it is just so climactic and epic and emotional, and it's not just like big things fighting each other and like explosions and like bullshit transformer shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
like this actually fucking matters. Like, it feels like there's a weight to everything that's happening.
Mhm.
And dude, there's a line that Clive, main character, says that I literally like screamed, "Holy shit!" Because it's like, dude, it is like there's this crazy. Oh man, oh, it's so
You
good.
would
Anyway,
you would
I
recommend?
could talk about this for fucking hours, dude. It's so
Mhm.
good. It's fantastic.
I
Even
have
if you're
been
not a Final
teetering.
Fantasy fan, everyone needs to play this game. They
I
really
have
do.
been
Like,
teetering on the
honestly,
fence about buying this game. I really have. I have
it is
been.
so worth it.
It
It's
is worth
so
it.
worth it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll buy it
even
then.
just
I'll
for
buy
the
it.
music, because the
Mhm.
dude, some of the music
I
in this
have
game
heard
is
the
just like.
music is so good, and I love soundtrack. I love OSTs, and like
Well,
I've heard
especially as
it's
like
so good.
I was to a certain extent disappointed with Tears of the Kingdom's use of music,
Hmm.
which I feel like I'm in the minority on that, because everyone keeps saying like, oh, dude, when they use this little bit of music, it's like
Once.
I didn't have the history.
Once.
Yeah, like I didn't. Yeah, exactly once. Yeah, that one time they used it, which I can appreciate the idea of sparingly using stuff that people are expecting. But Final Fantasy is like, nah, fuck that. We're gonna go all out. Every fight is gonna have this epic track or music you don't expect. There's like a little bit of dubstep in this game,
Oh
which I was
shit!
like, that's weird. That's fucking weird. There's a
Interesting.
little bit of like indie rock as well. There's some
Huh?
weird choices, but it actually works
Fits
because
in.
it's
Yeah.
like this is unique enough, and like the visuals are so good it fantastic that it's like, this fucking works, dude.
Mm.
But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is amazing.
There you go. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. I'll pick it
We're
up.
running out of time, so we are going to skip Satisfactory this week. Ben.
Understandable. Yeah.
And also because you did say you weren't sure how you were going to talk about it.
I didn't know.
So
yeah,
there was that as well.
that is fine. I really don't worry, guys. Power's not working. There you go. That's my
Powers
satisfaction.
we need more power.
Yeah. There's
So
my
with
issue.
that being said, it's time to do a top 100. Time to put some games to this list. You know, who would like to go first this week?
Mine's quick. I'll start with mine. I was really teetering on the fence of putting this game on the list, but I feel like this is a game that should. I'm actually gonna put Titanfall 2 on the list. This is a game that I feel like should have did better than what it actually did. The campaign is
What,
really
like
good.
visual? Like what do you mean? Like sales wise?
Well, yeah, sales wise, yeah, exactly. Like
Well, yeah.
this game,
It just happened to release between two of the
It-
biggest FPS franchises. You know, it's
exactly
bad
right.
time, bad place.
Campaign is really good. Multiplayer is really good. I'll let you know. I want to put it at 50. That's where I'm putting it.
50.
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
Above Mother 3? Are you crazy?
Yeah, dude. I'm
Above
crazy,
Skate
aren't I?
3? You heathen. You heathen.
But yeah, no. This game, it's just. I wish this game did better. It's such a good game.
It will never not be so
gotta play
disappointing
it.
that we
I
don't have.
downloaded it
Oh, dude,
twice.
Titanfall 2's
Dude.
campaign is so good. It's
It's such a good
honestly
campaign.
fantastic.
Yeah.
It will always be a crime against humanity that we
That-
never got a Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
And that apparently they were making one that was
Mhm.
like a mix of Hades and Doom Eternal that got
Yeah.
cancelled this year.
Mhm.
Like, I'm gonna put a gun
Which-
to my head and not pull
Yeah.
the trigger. I'm just gonna
It's-
stay alive. You know?
Yeah.
Um,
It's insane.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Nathan, what are you
Yeah.
what are you putting in this list?
I'm taking it back again, you know.
Okay.
I'm a
You
bit
got to
of a-
do it because we're too fucking millennial, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
I played a lot of old games, so I thought, you know, I should probably bring them in.
Mm-hmm.
Banjo-Kazooie's going on.
Yeah, good idea.
It's a good pick.
That's a good pick.
Not
An
Banjo
OG.
Tooie. Not Banjo Tooie.
I didn't play that much of Tui. I mainly just played Kazooie. But I think, yeah, some people have said Tui's better, but I mean, they'd be very similar games anyway.
Sure.
I'm going to put it just above Animal Crossing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's
Because
go.
I think whilst it was a fantastic game when it came out, and like definitely something that wasn't so much seen before that point, I think on a scale of all of these games, it's not like wow, you know, like it's
Sure.
especially these days. It's
Yeah.
it's a fucking
will say,
collectathon.
I feel like some developers took the wrong lessons from Banjo Kazooie in
Yeah.
terms of
Yeah.
collectathons,
Yeah.
and were like, "Here's millions of collectibles, get everything." It's like, nah, let's just
Calm down.
calm it down a little bit. you
Yeah.
know? Calm it down, Donkey Kong 64. I actually don't
100%.
know if that has too many collectibles, but
Yeah,
people
it's
don't like
definitely got
Donkey
more
Kong
than
64.
Banjo. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
People don't like that game a lot.
I never played it because you needed to buy the memory expansion for the 64.
It's just
Oh, you
You
did?
can't.
Oh my
you cannot
God, you
handle Donkey Kong's
did.
ass without the memory expansion. You know, you just cannot-
It's too many polygons.
it's too many. Yeah, it just needed that extra bump.
What are you, Jamie?
I am going to. I'm going to stop being a millennial and I'm going to put an old game on this list. I'm putting
Good
Halo
choice.
Combat Evolved on this list.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And I'm putting it at number 11. For me, it is above Halo 3.
Ooh.
Just because, like, without Halo Combat Evolved, we wouldn't have the control scheme that we do in FPSs on console, and we wouldn't have aim assist, and we wouldn't have literally how FPSs work on console wouldn't be how it is without Halo Combat Evolved.
True.
True.
And I mean, I'll never forget. I've talked about it a million times. I'll never forget that moment walking onto Halo for the first time in that second mission and
Yeah.
being like, "This feels fucking endless." And now going back to it later and still feeling that sense of wonder, even though it's like obviously on a smaller scale compared to what we see now. But it's just like
They are still
that's-
really big missions for.
Oh, yeah.
they
like,
are.
for back then.
I mean, yeah, they took the full
Especially
power of the
now,
original
yeah.
Xbox, and I'll never forget that game.
Silent
because
Cartographer is like the scale of that place is kind of crazy.
it's just so funny that Silent Cartographer is just a circle. When you
Yeah,
like, if
it
you
is.
look at the
It
map,
is.
it is just a circle
It's a
with
big
like you know,
island.
yeah. But it's still like, I mean, even when we played it on Legendary like a couple years back, it was like, fuck, this game still fucks, man. It's
Yeah,
still
it's
so
good.
good. It still runs. It still plays really great for a game that, you know, a lot of games close to it just don't.
Yeah.
Especially FPSs from that era, like
Yeah.
on controller. Yeah.
And even
So-
compared to today's games, man.
Yeah, so what's the
Even,
next game,
extra
man?
problem, you know. Maybe that's next week's game
Yeah.
on the list. You know, who knows? We didn't talk about that game this week for good
Forgot.
reason. Good reason. Yep, forgot for a good reason. But yeah, Halo Combat Evolved, man, it deserves to be here for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And I do think Halo 3 is technically a better game, but I think Halo Combat Evolved means more to me. Just as my first game.
Very good. Okay.
With that being said, that is the end of our podcast for the week. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Any other notes? Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.